The Woodstock River Bandits are on the air from Falcon Field on the campus of Central High School in Woodstock. It is the 2025 Valley Baseball League and the Woodstock River Bandits. Tonight, the Bandits host the Winchester Royals. Good evening, everyone. I'm Craig Orndorff. Glad to be with you tonight as the Bandits are back in action as the first place team in the Northern Division. They come in winners of 5 in a row and a record of 13-5. And they're facing third place Winchester. The Royals 10-8. They are 3 games back. Noah Williamson getting the start tonight for the Bandits. He's a right-hander, 5'11" from Allegheny Community College out of Port Matilda, Pennsylvania. And here's the order he will face tonight from the Royals. Leading off and playing center field, Jamie Padilla. Connor Guy, the right fielder, will hit second. John Emmendorfer is the third baseman. He'll bat third. In the cleanup spot, it's Parker Fry, the first baseman. Batting fifth, Nick Avignano, he's the DH. Hitting sixth, the catcher Joey Agar. Ty Fredo, the second baseman, bats seventh. Eastern Albert is the shortstop. He will bat eighth. And hitting ninth is the left fielder Troy Davis. Dylan Story getting the start now tonight for the Winchester Royals. Starting a little bit late tonight. They pushed the start time back to 7 o'clock and had a little bit of an accident here pre-game as one of the Bandits was injured in the batting cage and had to be attended to and actually taken to the hospital.
Leading off for Winchester, number 4,
and Mike Bocock,
the center fielder, Jamie Padilla,
went to the hospital to be with him, so he's not here at the moment as we get ready to go. As Jamie Padilla steps in, first pitch swinging and a bouncing ball to short. Right there as Will tip it over to first. 1 pitch and 1 out. Nice start there for Williamson.
Number 8
comes in with an 0-2 record, making his third appearance and third start. Enters with a 4.50 ERA, 10 innings, allowed 13 hits, 5 earned runs. He struck out 10 and walked 3. All right, here's Connor Guy, and he takes a ball down and in. Again, temperatures upper 90s today. Backed off a little bit as we get past 7 o'clock. Here's a bouncing ball up the middle. That'll be gloved by the shortstop. Tip it behind the bag. He'll throw on to first, and there's 2 outs. So Will handles his first 2 chances of the night. Moving up the middle on that one.
Up next for Winchester.
And 2 gone.
28, third baseman.
That's John Emmendorfer. Emmendorfer, the third baseman, takes a strike on the outside corner. Obviously, we do have sun coming in from right center field. Batters have to deal with. Emmendorfer from Charleston Southern, right-handed batter, swings and misses at a fastball above the letters. Actually foul-tipped it. And it's 0-2. Williamson working ahead. And he kicks and fires, and a swing and a miss. Good inning by Noah Williamson. 3 up, 3 down. Nothing for the Royals in the first. Bandits coming up. Winchester went in order in the top of the first. Here comes Woodstock in their batting order tonight. It's Jordan Evans leading off. He's playing center field. Batting second, the second baseman, Luke Keister. Will Tippett, the shortstop, hits third. In the cleanup spot, the right fielder, J.T. Andorowski. Barrett Eldridge, the first baseman, hits fifth. Sixth, the D.H., Hunter Miller. Cade Norton, the catcher, bats seventh. Hitting eighth is the third baseman, Austin Ford. And Christian Toledo in left field will bat ninth. Dylan Story is the pitcher for the Winchester Royals tonight. He gets the start, the 6'2 right-hander from High Point out of Lexington, North Carolina.
Leading off for the River Bandits.
Story comes in without a
44,
decision.
Mississippi College, the center fielder, Jordan
An ERA of
Evans.
1.42. He's making his third appearance and second start of the summer. 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. He's walked 2 and struck out 6. All right, Jordan Evans to lead off. Right-handed batter from Mississippi College. He swings at the first pitch, bounces it to second, gloved there by Fredo over to first. And quickly one out for the Winchester hurler.
Next up for the Bandits, number 1 from Shenandoah University.
Guys
second
are swinging
baseman, Luke
early.
Keister.
Guess if they keep moving, maybe they stir a little breeze. All right, here's Luke Keister now, second baseman out of Shenandoah, and takes a pitch outside. Five straight wins for the Bandits, 3 in a row on the upside for the Royals. Keister hitting 300 right on the nose. Here's a shot down the right field line. That will be down for a base hit. Opposite field knock for Luke Keister. And he's aboard with 1 down. Just flipped it out down the right field line.
To the plate for the Bandits, number 12 from University of South Carolina, Columbia, the shortstop.
Looked like it was something
Will
off speed.
Tippett.
And just served it inside the line. Here's Will Tippett now, the shortstop. Right-handed batting Tippett from South Carolina. Stands 6'1" and looks at a fastball strike. Bandits won at Covington last night, 6-4. Well, Winchester blew out Waynesboro 19-0. And they were at home, so they only batted 6 times. One strike to Tippett. He's hitting .265 with 5 runs driven in. Breaking ball misses outside. It was Ty Fredo going 3 for 4 for Winchester with a home run. He drove in 5. Well, Parker Fry, 3 for 3, 4 runs knocked home. Ball and a strike. Story deals, runner goes. Swung on and missed, throw down to second, slide, tag, and out is the call. Agar with the gun. And a good pickup down there by the second baseman, Fredo. Had a short hop, he did. Got the tag down on Keister. So the Bandits don't run a whole lot, but they've been efficient. Only the 4th time they've been caught in 38 tries this summer. Now 1-2 to Tippett with 2 gone, nobody on. Pitch and strike 3 called. Quick first inning. Bandits get a hit, but go in order. Through 1, no score. go to the second inning, no score. 4, 5, and 6 for the Royals. Parker Fry, Nick Avellano, and Joey Agar facing Noah Williamson, who starts with a strike on something off speed to the left-handed hitting first baseman Fry from East Stroudsburg, standing 6'5". That's fouled at the plate. Quickly 0-2. Fry's batting .303. 1 home run, 13 RBIs. No balls, 2 strikes. Williamson delivers, and a swing and a miss. Got him on a breaking ball. 1 out here in the second.
Next
That's
up,
a DH.
Winchester, number 22.
Nick Avellano.
The DH from Richard Stockton College, Nick Avellano.
He's a right-handed batter. 6'3" from Richard Stockton. And Williamson works and starts him with a strike. Avellano hitting .214, couple of home runs and 5 RBIs. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, something off speed. Avellano didn't look like he was going to offer, but at the last minute decided to take a whack and came up empty on a pitch down and in. So Williamson working ahead. 0-2. Bouncing ball to the left side. There's the shortstop Tippett. He's been busy. Fires to first in time to get Avellano by a half a step for the second out of the second. Now it's the catcher, Joey Agar.
Coming to the plate for Winchester, number 7 from Mount St. Mary's.
Agar,
Catcher,
left-handed batter.
Joey Agar.
Standing 5'10". He's from Mount St. Mary's. 2 outs, nobody on for the Royals. Pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Whew, it's hot. We'll get some shade shortly. 0-1. Chop foul. And Williamson just throwing strikes. Agar batting .414. 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Among those who qualify, that's best on the team. Winchester hitting .265 as a club. 2 strikes and just missed a little outside. Ball and 2 strikes. Pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Even the count at 2-2. Nobody on here in the top of the second inning. 2-2 to Agar. Williamson kicks and deals, and strike 3. He started, stopped, but knew it was a strike, and rung up. And that's 3 Ks for Williamson. Middle of 2, no score. Scoreless bottom of the second. Bandits send up 4, 5, and 6. JT Andorowski, Barrett Eldridge, and Hunter Miller. JT coming off a 4 for 5 night against Covington last night and 3 RBIs. And swinging at the first pitch, rolls it fair. Right over the bag at first, down the right field line. Andorowski hits first, heading for second. He's coming in with a slide. He beats the throw. And a leadoff double for JT. Staying hot. Definitely no pun intended there.
Now batting for Woodstock.
His 4th double of the year.
20,
Came in batting
from
.328.
University, the first baseman, Barrett Eldridge.
And pulls a double over the bag at first. Now it's Barrett Eldridge. He went 2 for 4 last night. And has an RBI chance here. 6'4" righty out of Rice. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Barrett hitting 158, couple of dingers, 10 runs driven in. Showing bunt, pulls back, takes a strike. 0-2. Eldridge down, 2 strikes. Andorowski out at second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. Good lead. He's going. Pitch is swung on and chopped foul at third. Nobody was checking him and kept inching out. There was a little breeze moving around. Right now, nothing. 0-2. Story sets and deals. Breaking ball. They appeal, no swing, says the base umpire. Winchester dugout wanted it. But no dice from the base ump. I think that was a right call. He started but didn't offer at it. 1-2. That's up and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Story sets and pitches, and that is popped up out into shallow right center. Second baseman going back on it and makes the grab, does Fredo. And one gone here in the home half of the second. Now it's the DH, Hunter Miller.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 4 from the University of Southern Indiana, the designated hitter, Hunter Miller.
Hunter drove in a couple of runs last night. Left-handed batting Miller, 6'1" from Southern Indiana. 269 average, a home run, 11 driven in. Has a man at second base with 1 out and looks at a strike. Oh, 1 pitch from Story. Miller looks at a fastball. Might have been a little bit outside for a ball. We sit at first base, field level, so we can't see the corners of the plate. But if you're watching, you get a pretty good look at it, and you can see the sun and how that's affecting the batters. 1-1 pitch. That is chopped to the left side. Fielded by the third baseman. Emmendorfer across to first. Gets Miller. Andorowski moves up to third. It's a 2-way. Now it's up to Cade Norton.
Bandits, number 26 from Mercer University, the catcher,
Cade
Norton.
6-foot right-hander out of Mercer. Norton a 105 batting average. Has driven in a run, and that's a wild pitch. Gets away, or did it hit him? Nope. Apparently it hit Cade Norton. Thought it did at first, but it's moving out of the way as if it was a wild one. As Andorowski came home, slid across head first, but so it puts men at the corners.
Now batting, number 14 from Folsom Lake College, third baseman, Austin
So now it's
Ford.
Austin Ford. 6'2" right-hander out of Folsom Lake. 2 on, 2 outs. Cut on and missed. Austin hitting 192. Looking for his first RBI on the season. That's the third time Norton's been hit by a pitch this year. That's outside, 1-1. And he's part of the catching rotation, so he doesn't get a whole lot of at-bats. That was just his 19th at-bat. All right, 1-1 now on Austin Ford. Pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. Aaron Ford coaching down at third base for Woodstock. Abe Mumaw here at first tonight. Men at the corners, 2 down, 1-2 pitch. Story comes set and delivers. That is just outside. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Righty Story delivers, swing, and a foul tip held on. Ford down on strikes. Leadoff man in scoring position. Bandits can't get him across. Through 2, no score. Top of the third here in Woodstock on a sweaty evening. No score between Winchester and the Bandits.
Leading off.
7, 8, and 9 here for
Number
Winchester.
10 from Mount St.
It'll be Ty
Mary's.
Fredo, Easton
Second
Albert,
baseman,
and Troy
Ty
Davis.
Fredo.
Fredo from Mount St. Mary's, first pitch swinging, bounces it foul. Another foul ball, and that's right at the plate. 156 average for Fredo. 1 home run, 9 runs driven in. No balls, 2 strikes. Noah Williamson deals. Chopper foul at third. Noah's just been throwing strikes. He has 3 groundouts to short and 3 strikeouts. That's pretty consistent. And he's way up 0-2 on Fredo. Noah deals, and breaking ball down and away. We got green against green tonight. Bandits should have wore their orange, knowing that the Royals were coming to town. 1-2. Williamson deals. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 4th K for Noah Williamson.
Coming to the plate for Winchester. Number 3.
Now it's Easton Albert.
Stroudsburg, the shortstop. Easton Albert.
5'7" right-hander Albert from East Stroudsburg. 241 average. 2 runs driven in. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the third. Scoreless. That is on the ground to the shortstop, of course. Tip it up with it, and there's 2 away. All right, that's just weird. 4 groundouts to short and 4 strikeouts.
From East Stroudsburg.
All right, Troy Davis. Let's see if he can
Davis.
mix it up a little bit. Troy Davis, the left fielder, also from East Stroudsburg. First pitch, shoots one to the right side, but that curls out of play. Davis, 286 average, 2 RBIs. Waving and missing at a breaking ball. 0-2. Noah Williamson showing what happens when you throw strikes. Just misses there, however. A little bit outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch. Pop back out of play. Haven't gone defensively for Woodstock. Christian Toledo's in left field. Center Jordan Evans in right. JT Andorowski. Austin Ford at third. Will Tippett, you know him. You've gotten to know him tonight. He's at short. Luke Keister at second. Barrett Eldridge, the first baseman. Cade Norton behind the plate. 1-2, swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Norton will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And a perfect 3 innings for Noah Williamson with 5 strikeouts. Middle of 3, no score. All right, here we go. 9-1-2 for Woodstock in the last of the third. Christian Toledo leads off and looks at strike one from Dylan Story, who's given up a couple of hits so far, but nobody across for Woodstock. Toledo followed by Jordan Evans and Luke Keister. Christian out of Wayland Baptist. 6-foot right-hander, looks at an off-speed pitch up and away. Christian hitting 172, 5 runs driven in. Ball and a strike. Launches one high to center field. Going back on a Padilla. He will get to the track, to the wall, and watches it go over the short porch in center field. And a solo home run just to the left of the 338 sign and straight away. And the Bandits take the lead. Toledo with his first long ball of the season, 5th for the Bandits, just 5 for the first place team.
College. Center fielder, Jordan Evans.
All right. So Toledo leaves the yard. Even though it's short and center, you still have to hit it pretty well, and a lot of times those high fly balls will stay in the park. That one is able to drift out, and the Bandits are on the board. Here's a high chopper to short off the bat of Evans. Shortstop fields and throws, and safe is the call. Close one there, but Evans called safe. Head of the throw of the shortstop, Albert.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 1 from Shenandoah University, second baseman, Luke
So an infield
Keister.
single. Puts a runner on with nobody out here in the third. Now it's Luke Keister. Dropped a single down the right field line. I would imagine he'll be sacrificing here. Good bunter. He is squaring and takes low for a ball. Yep, just 338 to center, and ball was maybe about 20 feet to the left of that marker. 1-0, runner goes, pitch is low, throw down to second is offline, and getting up but holding was Evans. He made a bluff toward third. Actually, nobody got to the bag as shortstop Albert looked like he was late getting there. As Evans went sliding in and the ball nearly hit him. And Albert really wasn't close to making the stop. So anyway, 2-0 now on Keister. He shows bunt, pulls back way outside, and taking third base is Evans. So back-to-back steals for Evans. He's now 7 for 7 on the year. So Keister squared. That brought in the third baseman, Emmendorfer, a bit. And good jump by Evans. He's over at third now with nobody out. Keister takes a strike on the inside corner. All right, 1-0 Woodstock here in the third with a man at third base. Still nobody out. Corners are in for Winchester. Back up the middle. Keister will bounce it to short. That'll get the run in. Played there by Albert over to first. Scooped up by Fry. To get Keister, but he gets the run in. RBI. And for Luke, that's his 10th on the season. And it's 2-0 Woodstock.
Next up, for the River Bandits, number 12 from the University of South Carolina, Columbia, the shortstop, Will Tippett.
All right, base is empty now. One down. Will Tippett went down looking in the first inning. Will out of South Carolina from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Wave and a miss at a breaking ball. Bandits in first in the Northern Division, 13-5, one game ahead of Strasburg. The Royals are in third, 3 back. Right behind them, front Royal. Skidding are the Cardinals. They've dropped 6 in a row. 0-1, breaking ball in there. 0-2. And it's Percival in fifth. They're 6-9, 5.5 back, and the Rebels of Newmarket 5-12, 7.5 games, trailing Woodstock. 2 strikes to Tippett. Story into his wind, and that bounces in there. In the South, Harrisonburg maintains a 2-game lead, even though they have dropped 2 in a row, while Stanton has won 2 straight, so just a couple of games back of the Turks. They're the only 2 teams above 500. Charlottesville has moved up into a tie for third with Waynesboro, but 3 games under. They tie with Waynesboro. Covington in fifth, also 4.5 back, but percentage points behind Tom Sox and Generals, and Culpeper 5-11, 6 games off the pace in the Southern Division. All right, 1-2. Story to Tippett, and that got him in the back. Something off speed. Got him right on the 12 in the back of the uniform. Thankfully it was off speed, but they still don't feel any better.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 7.
That's the second batter that Story has hit tonight.
The right fielder, J.T. Andorowski.
Okay, that'll bring up J.T. Andorowski. 6'1" left-hander out of DeSales. From Warrington, Pennsylvania. Well, Tippett still stung a little bit. That might have got him right on the spine. That lingers a little bit. All right, he says he's okay. All right, here's JT. Bounced the double over the first base bag. First time up. Man at first, 1 out. 2-0 Woodstock. Andorowski swings and misses. He knows he's seeing the ball well. He was anxious to get swinging there. Average up above 330 now. Runner at first goes. Pitch is swung on and lifted into left. That'll be played there by Davis. He makes the grab. For the second out.
For the Bandits, number 20 from Rice University.
Now it's Barrett Eldridge.
First baseman, Barrett Eldridge.
Eldridge popped to the second baseman his first trip. Whew, we're finally in the shade over here. First base. Take off my visor. Look at that sweat on there. All right, there's the ball to Eldridge. One ball. Man at first, 2 out. That is line to center. Padilla going back, looking, and it's gone! A screamer over the center field fence. And Woodstock gets 2 dingers here in the 3rd inning. A frozen rope to center field. And it's now 4-0. Eldridge got on that one right now, baby.
Coming to the plate
That
for the
thing
Bandits, number 4.
was screaming on its way out of here.
University of Southern Indiana, the designated hitter, Hunter Miller.
So Barrett with his 3rd home run of the season. RBI total up to 12 now. And a 4-0 lead. 2 homers in the same inning. Been a while since we've seen that. All right, here's Hunter Miller. Grounded to 3rd his first time up. And despite that short porch, this is not a home run friendly park. That's low. 2-0 now to Hunter. Lefty from Southern Indiana out of Fort Pierce, Florida. And we got a meeting on the mound as pitching coach Scott Jenkins coming out. Talk with his starter, Dylan Story. been touched for 2 long balls here in the 3rd inning. So 4-0 Bandits, riding a 5-game winning streak, and I got 4 on the board here in the 3rd. Nobody throwing yet for Winchester. All right, so home runs by Christian Toledo and Barrett Eldridge. All right, meeting on the mound is over. Two 2-0 to left-handed batting DH Hunter Miller. He bounces one hard at first, but Fry gets down to glove it and take it to the bag to end the inning. But Woodstock scores 4. With a couple of home runs, we're through 3. Bandits 4, and the Royals nothing.
Padilla.
All right, we go to the 4th inning with the Bandits up 4-0 and Noah Williamson dealing. There's a line drive to center field off the bat of Jamie Padilla. Hit well, but right to Jordan Evans for the first out of the 4th. That's a first out.
Number 8.
That wasn't a strikeout or ground out to short.
Right fielder, Connor Guy.
So Padilla from Shenandoah. Hit it hard, but right to Evans. Now it's Connor Guy. He lines one. That'll be caught. Oh, in and out of the glove of the shortstop Tippett. He recovers and throws to first in time. Guy with a line drive up the middle. Tippett ranging behind the bag. Looked like it was
number 28.
Going to be caught in the air. It popped off his glove.
Emmendorfer.
But he recovered and threw out Guy. I don't know if Guy slowed down. Maybe I didn't see. Like I said, we're here at first, so we can't really see what's going on at the plate. And there's a check swing foul ball from John Emmendorfer. So I don't know if he may have slowed down, but it was hit pretty hard. All right, there's a breaking ball down. 1-1 to Emmendorfer. He struck out back in the 1st inning. So another 6-3. Ground out. Ground out, quote unquote. 2-1. One of the few times Williamson falls behind, did get the first pitch ahead, and goes breaking ball here. Now 3-1. Yep, this is his worst count of the night. Retired 11 in a row. Shakes off a couple of signs, now has the one he wants. Here it is, and he misses inside and walks him. First runner to reach for the Royals comes with 2 outs in the 4th. And a walk to John Immendorfer.
Winchester, number 27.
Now it's Parker Fry, first baseman.
Parker Fry.
Left-handed batting Fry. East Stroudsburg from Bethlehem, PA. He first pitch swings and rolls one down to second. Easy one for Keister. Over to first, and that is the inning. Royals get a runner, but they leave him out there. And we are through 3.5, 4-0. Woodstock. Bottom of the 4th, Cade Norton leading off. He'll be followed by Austin Ford and Christian Toledo, 7, 8, and 9 in the order. First pitch swing, he pulled his hands in and bounces it to the left side. It gets past the third baseman, Immendorfer, and into left field. So Norton, who was hit by a pitch first time, reaches here. Don't know if it was an error or a bad hop. What do you say?
14, third baseman.
Bad hop, I get the call.
Ford.
I get blocked out sitting down here, field level. Right in front of the umpires, coaches, players. Austin Ford now struck out his first time. He swings, rolls one to the shortstop. Fielded there. Albert goes to second for one. Relay to first will not be in time. So the lead man, Norton, retired.
For the Bandits, number 21, left fielder, Christian
All right, here's
Toledo.
Christian Toledo. Led off the third inning with a solo home run. Christian Toledo. Take strike one. Wayland Baptist University out of Oklahoma, but he's from the Bronx, New York. Down a strike. Ford goes from first. There's a swing and a foul back. And Toledo down 2 strikes. So the Bandits have hit 4 home runs through 18 games, and they get 2 in 1 inning tonight. 340 down both lines. Yes, it is deeper down the lines to straightaway center. And a swing and a miss. And Toledo down on strikes for out number 2. Mike Bocock back in the dugout here for the Bandits. Brian Burke, the head coach of the Royals.
Jordan Evans.
All right, 2 down. Here's the leadoff man, Jordan Evans. Ground out and an infield single. That's in the dirt to the backstop and trot down to second for Austin Ford. A wild pitch there puts a runner in scoring position with 2 down and a 4-0 Woodstock lead. So a chance there for Evans to come through. Out of Mississippi College from Northport, Alabama is Jordan Evans, right-handed batter. Pops it up out of play off to the right side. Still sunlight for the batters to deal with here. That's the last spot on the field. Right around the plate and over in the Bandits dugout. Visitors get the shade before the River Bandits do. There's some activity down in the Winchester bullpen as we play here in the last of the 4th. Pitch is high. 2-1 to Dylan Story, from Dylan Story to Jordan Evans. Two balls, 1 strike. 2 outs, man at second. Pitch. That's low. 3-1. Winchester moved their right fielder Connor Guy over a few steps. He was closer to the line. They moved him more to the gap. But he is still shading Evans that way. Padilla pretty much straight up in center. 3-1. That is grounded back to the mound. Stopped by the foot of Story. Don't know if he did it intentionally, but he stopped it from growing through, and he gathers and throws on to first to get Evans to end the inning. We're through 4. It's the Bandits 4 and Winchester nothing. Going to the 5th inning, and the Bandits lead at 4-0. Noah Williamson has faced 1 over the minimum and deals here high and tight to Nick Avagnano, the DH, who grounded to short his first time. Williamson has struck out 5 and got 5 groundouts to short. That is shot into center, but room out there for Evans. Backs up, puts it away. And there's one gone here in the 5th.
Coming to the plate next. for
Joey
Winchester,
Agar, the catcher, stepping in.
Number 7, the catcher, Joey Agar.
Left-handed batting Agar from Mount St. Mary's from Washington Township, New Jersey. Struck out looking back in the 2nd inning. Williamson deals, shows bunt. He went, says the plate umpire. I thought he pulled back, but Agar thought the same. But the plate umpire says he offered at it. 0-1, cut on and missed. Breaking ball down in the zone. Nothing in 2. Williamson been getting ahead. Long timeout for Agar. Well, the umpire has to mark it down in his book. Got to mark everything down nowadays. Counting timeouts. And assorted other notes. 0-2 is fouled off. Oh, 2. Got a right-hander getting loose for the Bandits. Pitches inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there's action in the Winchester pen as well. One and 2. Pitch just chopped at it. It's down the third base line and fair. Nice play there by Ford and a stretch at first by Eldridge.
Coming to
2
the
gone.
plate, Winchester. Number 10, second baseman, Ty Frito.
I think Agar was just trying to foul that pitch off and wound up chopping it down the line. And may have taken a bounce back inside, just going by the reaction of Ford as he came in charging that. But a good throw over to first. Ty Fredo fouls off the first offering from Noah Williamson, who has been outstanding. There's a chopper, an easy one to second. Keister gloves, underhand flip to first. And that's the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Middle of 5. Bandits 4-0. Here we go, bottom of the fifth inning. Bandits up 4-0, and a new pitcher in for Winchester. It's Michael Burnley. And he deals high to Luke Keister. 2, 3, and 4. Keister, Will Tippett, and JT Andorowski. Keister's got a single and an RBI ground out. Burnley from Shepherd. Right-hander, 6 feet tall. Swing and a miss on a high heater by Keister. Burnley from Sicklerville, New Jersey. Burnley making his 4th appearance. And the 1-1 pitch. Keister fouls it away. 1-2. 5.5 2/3 innings for Burnley. 7 hits, 9 earned runs, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. Giving up a couple of home runs in those 5 2/3. Hard ball and 2 strikes. Keister had to take a little care of his bat, so he's back in now. 1-2. Pitch. Grounded up the middle, but the shortstop is there. Field and throw by Albert. And he gets Keister for the first out of the 5th inning. Brings up Will Tippett.
For the Bandits, number 12, shortstop, Will Tippett.
Tippett a strikeout looking, and he was hit by a pitch. Four 0 Bandits. That's high. One ball to Tippett. Takes up and away, 2-0. 265 average for Tippett coming in. That was the 7th time he was hit by a pitch already this season. Swing and a foul tip, making it 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Nobody on, 1 out here in the 5th. Breaking ball, that's low. Makes the count 3-1. Out of town scoreboard, bottom of the 3rd in Purcellville. Cannons up 6-0 on Covington. Top of the 3rd, Harrisonburg. Stanton leads the Turks 2-0. 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Will went after some high heat. Count goes full now. Three and 2. Burnley's ready. And the pitch is fouled at 3rd. Dylan Story went 4 innings for the Royals. 6 hits, 4 runs, all earned. Struck out 3. Didn't walk anybody, but he hit a batter. Three balls, 2 strikes. Payoff coming, and that's just outside.
Now batting for the River Bandits.
So Tippett's on.
Number 7, the right fielder, JT Andorowski.
2nd time he's been on base. Now it's JT Andorowski, a double and a fly out. Runner goes, got a good jump, pitches the ball, throw down to second, not going to be in time. Great jump by Tippett. And Will, who got hit in his last at bat, now with a little collision with the shortstop, Albert coming in covering. Yeah. So Will getting a little attention as Aaron Ford walks down to check on him. And the steal for Tippett. He's now 10 for 10 on the season. That's their third steal of the night. Gives them 37 in 41 attempts this year. And Andorowski takes ball 2. Left-handed batting JT Andorowski out of DeSales. RBI chance with 1 out. Bandits up 4-0 here in the 5th. That is outside. And 3 balls, no strikes. .30 right in there. Three balls and a strike. Check a second. Still inching off is Tippett. Now the pitch. That is a hopper down to second. Fredo's got it over to first. Gets Andorowski. Tippett down to third. 2 down for Barrett Eldridge.
Now at the plate.
All right, Barrett with a pop out, and then a stinger of a 2-run home run to straightaway center. And it came inside, got him on the foot. So he's down to first.
Next up,
Third Bandit batter to be
Bandits,
hit tonight.
Number 4, the designated hitter.
So here's Hunter Miller.
Miller.
He's the DH. He's the only Bandit not to reach tonight. 2 groundouts, 1 to third, 1 to first. Has men at the corners here with 2 outs. Long set. Eldridge is going at first. Pitch is a strike. Throw down to third. Oh, and they got Tippett hung up. They'll run him home. Now back to third. Couple of throws, and finally the tag is applied by the pitcher. So the Bandits had first and third, trying to get a runner down to second, and Agar, the catcher, just came up firing down to third and caught Tippett off guard, and they get him in the rundown to end the inning. We're through 5. Woodstock up 4-0.
LPT Realty for sponsoring our
Top of
game
the
this
sixth
evening.
inning, and Noah Williamson
Coming
back to
up,
the hill. Through 5, he's
for
allowed just
Winchester,
one
number
walk.
3, shortstop, Easton Albert.
And he squares off here against 8, 9, and 1 in the Royals lineup. Easton Albert, Troy Davis, and Jamie Padilla. All right, Williamson deals and gets a high strike. Easton Albert, who grounded to short his first time, backs out of the box. Didn't like that call. Looked a little upstairs to me, too. 0-1. That is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williamson delivers, and that's in the dirt. Noah starts kind of like he's in the stretch position. Turns his upper body toward the plate to get his sign, and then comes back and does that backward step, or side step, I should say, as he delivers. That misses high. 3-1 now. 4-0 Bandits here in the top of the 6th inning. All 4 in the 3rd inning. 3-1 pitch. That is a strike on the inside corner. Full count, 3-2. Easton Albert from East Stroudsburg from Boyertown, Pennsylvania. Williamson, the payoff. That is popped up and just over our heads here. First base side, and there's a airliner flying over. Right in the path of that ball. All right, again, we'll do the 3-2. Williamson works, and a fister to the 3rd baseman. Austin Ford has it. Across the diamond, and there's 1 away. Gonna bring up the left fielder, Troy Davis. Strikeout in the 3rd.
Now batting for Winchester, number 18, left fielder, Troy Davis.
And there's ball 1 to the Royals left fielder. Off speed in there for a strike from Noah Williamson. Troy Davis, East Stroudsburg from Pittston, Pennsylvania. 1-1, that's chopped to 3rd. Big high hop there for Ford. Over to 1st, and there's 2 away.
Next up for Winchester, number 4, center fielder, Jamie
For the last,
Padilla.
or 3 of the last 4 outs by Winchester have been ground outs to the 3rd baseman. Yeah, that's right, just moving them around. Jamie Padilla, leadoff man. Grounded to short and lined to center. There's strike 1. Charlottesville and Culpeper are supposed to play tonight, but it was apparently too hot for the Tom Sox, so they've rescheduled that. Bouncer right back to the mound. Williamson gloves, toss to 1st, and that's another 1, 2, 3 innings. 7 in a row set down. And 18 out of 19 for Noah Williamson. 4-0 Woodstock, middle of 6th. Woodstock with a 4-0 lead as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Hunter Miller comes back up. He was at the plate when Will Tippett got caught off third. All right, and Burnley back to work for Winchester. There's a roller foul at first. Misplayed by the first base coach. No glove. One strike to Miller. Southern Indiana DH swings and fouls it back. 2 strikes. Left-handed batting Hunter Miller, down 0-2. Michael Burnley from Shepherd working, and that bounces in front of the plate. Get some history notes today from this 23rd of June. One ball, 2 strikes. That's high. 2-2. Woodstock got 4 in the 3rd. A solo home run from Christian Toledo. Jordan Evans singled, stole 2nd, stole 3rd, and scored on Luke Keister's RBI ground out. And then a 2-run homer from Barrett Eldridge. 2-2. Miller takes downstairs. Full count. Burnley set for the payoff pitch. Here it is. And that's high. Ball 4. So Miller was the only Bandit not to reach. But he's aboard now to lead off the 6th inning.
For the Bandits, number 26, the catcher, Cade Norton.
All right, here's Cade Norton. Hit by a pitch and singled. Shows bunt, gets the bunt down. A good one. Third base side. Nearly collision there between pitcher and third baseman, but Burnley gets out of the way of Emmendorfer and makes a nice play and fires on to first to get Norton. But he sacrifices Miller to second base.
Now batting number 14, third baseman, Austin Ford.
So now it's Austin Ford, a strikeout and a fielder's choice. Cade Norton, his first sacrifice of the summer. Gives Austin Ford a chance to bring in a run. Swing and a miss at a fastball. 0-1. Hey, today in history, 1915. Philadelphia A's lefty Bruno Haas makes his debut against the Yankees. It's memorable. He walks a record 16 batters and throws 3 wild pitches. But he went the distance. Took the loss. That was his only major league decision. All right, 1 strike to Austin Ford from Folsom Lake. Hails from Ukiah, California. That's a foul ball. 2 strikes. No balls, 2 strikes. Miller leads at second with a 1 down. Pitch. Ford takes high with a fastball, 1-2. Today in 1917, first of 2 in Boston, Babe Ruth starts for the Red Sox, walks the leadoff man, and griped at plate umpire Brick Owens after each pitch. On the 4th ball, Ruth comes up and socks the umpire, and he is tossed for the game. Ernie Shore came in to pitch. Ray Morgan, the batter who walked was caught stealing, and Shore retired the next 26 he faced. Ball 2. Ball and 2 strikes. That is ball 2 low. 2-2 now. He got credit in the books for a perfect game, although that would later be changed, giving the two pitchers a combined no-hitter, but no perfect game. The Babe was suspended for 9 days and fined $100. 2-2. That is just low. Good location for Burnley, but good take by Ford. And another 3-2 pitch coming. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Man at second. Burnley checks again. Now we've got a pitch clock violation. Third base umpire came in, called time, said Burnley took too long, and that's ball 4.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 21.
Sue.
Left fielder, Christian
That'll bring up Christian Toledo. First and second, 1 out. Toledo with a home run and a strikeout. Now what do we got? Conference between the plate umpire and Winchester head coach Brian Burke. All right, that's over. We'll get back to it here. 4-0 Woodstock, last of the 6, and they've got 2 on, courtesy of a couple of walks. That's 3 walks issued by Burnley. He's also hit a batter. Big cut and a miss on a fastball by Toledo. 0-1. Christian plays for Wayland Baptist. Fastball away. Ball and a strike. Bandits wearing their green tonight with orange numbers and letters. White pants. Winchester likewise. Their green uniforms with gold numbers and letters. Gray pants. Ball and a strike. Burnley deals, and that's upstairs. 2-1. Nobody throwing right now for Winchester. We believe Williamson's done for Woodstock, despite 6 no-hit innings. 2-1. That misses. Now 3 balls and a strike. Three-1 to Christian Toledo. Runners lead. Checking the pitch and a cut and a miss on another fastball. Evens it up at 3-2. Or sorry, makes it go full at 3-2. Another full count pitch. This one is made as Burnley delivers, and that is strike 3 called on the inside corner. Toledo thought it was inside, but he gets rung up. And 2 gone. Back to the top of the order for Jordan Evans.
Now batting for the Bandits, number 44, center fielder, Jordan Evans.
Infield single in 3 trips. A couple of steals. And he scored a run. All right, timeout as Burnley got a bug in his eye. Yeah, the bugs decided to come out on this night. Nice and warm for them. When it's 98, what else do you need? Bugs, right? Might as well put that into the equation. That'll be another steam you one tomorrow. All right, here's the pitch, and it's fouled over our heads. Here off at first base. 1 strike. Today in 1930, with 2 outs in the 6th inning, Brooklyn gets 10 hits in a row against Pittsburgh. That tied the Major League record. 10 straight hits. Oh, 1 to Evans. Mississippi College right-handed batter and the Bandits center fielder. Another foul ball. Two on, 2 out. Evans down 2 strikes. Burnley ready and deals. That is a ground ball up the middle. That'll find its way into center field. Round third is Miller coming to the plate and misplayed there by Padilla. So there was no play at home, and Miller scores. It's now 5-0. Ford stumbled going around second. He was
next up for the Bandits, number 1.
Looking at third, especially after Padilla.
Keister
Couldn't come up with the scoop. But he stumbled, has to hold up at second base. So Evans with his 2nd hit of the night. And an RBI. Gives him 3 for the season. Jordan came in hitting .407 and 2 for 4 tonight. Luke Keister takes the ball. No more history today. 1933 for the Senators. Joe Cronin gets his 5th consecutive multi-hit game. .1-0 fastball called a strike. Keister started the swing but held up. Cronin, with those 2 hits today, gave him 13 in 3 games. .1-1 is up and in. So that was a record for hits in 3 games. With the 13, he also had a record of 15 hits in 4 games during that stretch. 2-1 now to Keister. 2 outs, 2 on. Bandits up 5-0 now. That is lofted into right field. That will drop for a base hit. Run will score as the throw sails over the catcher to the backstop. Keister's going to move down to second. So something off speed, and Keister, kind of like he did in the first inning, just served it into right. Ford scored, and the throw by the right fielder Guy.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits.
Very high.
Number 12, shortstop.
Really didn't have much of a chance at getting Ford. But that'll be an error that allows Keister to get down to second. So Keister RBI number 11. 2 tonight. So second and third now as the inning continues. And there's a strike. Ball gets away from the catcher. Backhanded flip to the pitcher. Can't get it done. Here comes Keister trying to come to the plate. Flip by the first baseman to the pitcher. Safe is the call. Hustle by the Bandits gets him 2 runs on a wild pitch. Ball didn't get very far away, but Agar over toward the Bandits dugout got the ball, flipped it backhanded toward Burnley, but it was too high. And Keister, who went hard from second base the whole time, came in. First baseman Fry picked up the ball, tried to toss it back to Burnley, who applied the tag, but it was too late. Now we got a third base umpire saying something over there. I don't know if it's in the dugout or I don't know if it's a warning or an ejection. Not sure, but I got Mike Bocock up off the bench. The Bandits were obviously fired up and celebrating the hustle. Not just by Evans, but by Keister, too, to score all the way from second. So it is now 8-0 as we play in the last of the sixth. All right, so 8-0 now. Base is empty with 2 down. And ball 1 to Will Tippett, and he fouls that one back. For ball and a strike. One, that's fouled back. Tippett has struck out, been hit by a pitch, and walked. Should be 1 and 2 because the first pitch, that wild pitch. It's ball and 2 strikes. Tippett hits one to the third baseman. Back behind the bag. Emmendorfer with a long throw, but he gets Tippett to end the inning. Bandits score 4 more. They lead at 8-0 as we go to the 7th. On to the 7th inning now, where the Bandits are leading at 8-0. Pair of 4-run innings in the 3rd and the 6th. All right, here's Noah Williamson back to the mound. Sent back out there, and he starts with a strike to Connor Guy, the right fielder. A couple of ground outs to short. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Guy from St. John's River State out of Keystone Heights, Florida. 0-2. Williamson gets him on a break-in ball, strike 3. That's his first strikeout since the 3rd inning.
Now batting, number 28, the third baseman.
That gives him 6 for the night.
Emmendorfer.
As Noah Williamson has been spectacular. 1 over the minimum. Only man to get away was the guy at the plate right now, John Emmendorfer. He walked in the 4th, struck out in the 1st, and again starts with strikes. 0-1, it's fouled back. 0-2. Williamson shakes off one, now ready. Pitches. Fouled at the plate. Oh, anything for a little breeze right about now would be nice. About as still as you can get. Oh, 2. Breaking ball misses. Low and away. Emmendorfer from Charleston Southern out of Cleveland, Tennessee. 0-2 from Williamson, and breaking ball misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. That bounces in. Full count now. Three balls, 2 strikes. Williamson says no to a couple. Third one he likes. Here's the payoff. And just missed. Might have been a little bit outside, but the second walk, and it's been to Emmendorfer both times.
Now batting for Winchester, number 27, first baseman.
That's Parker Fry, the first baseman.
Fry.
Strikeout and a ground out. Bandits up 8-0 here in the 7th. Here's a bouncing ball right to the first baseman. Eldridge goes to second for one. Relay to first. That will be Keister getting there. Called out. I don't think he stepped on the bag. Keister and Williamson were right there at the same time. So that's going to be 3-6-4. Normally that's the pitcher getting there. They both got there. I really don't think Keister got to the bag. But it's called a double play. And time to stretch, middle of 7, Woodstock 8, Winchester nothing. All right, bottom of the 7th inning, and the Bandits up big here, 8-0.
Now
All right, Michael Burnley back to the hill for the
right
Royals.
fielder, J.T. Andorowski.
Gave up 4 runs in that 6th inning. First pitch swinging, look out. A hot one off the bat of J.T. Andorowski. 4, 5, and 6. J.T., then Barrett Eldridge and Hunter Miller. Andorowski is 1 for 2, doubled back in the 2nd inning. Well, if the Bandits get 2, we're done here tonight. Oh, 1 pitch. JT a chopper towards second. Easy there for Fredo. Over to first. And 1 gone. Now it's Barrett Eldridge.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 20.
He's got a 2-run homer tonight.
Barrett Eldridge.
A frozen rope to center field. Yeah, you got major league distance here on the edges, but just 338 to center. 340 down both lines, 376 to left center field, 372 to straightaway right. There's a ball to Eldridge. And from those 2 points at 376 and 372, the fence is a straight line. 1 ball. Eldridge fouls it off the end of the bat. 1-1. More history today. 11 home runs hit between the Tigers and Yankees today in 1950. That was a record. The 11 home runs drove in all runs, a 10-9 win for New York. First time that 9 different players connected for homers in a game. Ball and a strike. Pitch. Fisted foul. Now, if I hustled, I could have gotten that. But I didn't, obviously. Yeah, that's why I got to get a wireless microphone here. I don't know how fast I could have run in my sandals here anyway. Yep. Ball 2 strikes now on Eldridge. One and 2. Burnley delivers. Breaking ball. They appeal the swing. Nope. Even the count at 2-2. Back on that inning-ending double play, I think maybe there was confusion about who was standing on the bag because, as I mentioned, both Williamson and Keister were over there. Didn't look like Keister was on the bag. However, Williamson's foot was. 2-2 is low. Full count now. Now the throw beat the runner. The batter runner, Parker Fry. But I don't think Keister was on the base, unless he was right on the edge of it. All right, here's the payoff. Foul back. Count stays full. Nothing Bandits here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch is fisted foul down to third. Error on the third base coach. Aaron Ford just whiffed on that one. That was easy. So we'll do 3-2 again. Barrett Eldridge. That's outside.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 4, the designated hitter.
That's a 4th walk issued by Burnley.
Miller.
2 1/3. Now he goes to work on Hunter Miller. Hunter walked to start that 4-run 6th inning. Steps in here. Pitch is fouled back. Today in 1963, fielding record set by Boston's first baseman Dick Stewart, as the man that was nicknamed Dr. Strangeglove handles 3 first-inning grounders and tosses to pitcher Bob Hefner for putouts each time. Throw over to first. Stewart's teammates and Fenway Park fans give him a standing ovation. Wasn't a good fielder, to say the least, if you got a name like Dr. Strangeglove. Yankees beat the Red Sox that day, but Hefner became just the second pitcher to have 3 putouts in an inning. Another throw to first, and it gets away. Eldridge going down to second. I don't know why Burnley was so concerned with Eldridge in an 8-0 game, but that'll be an error. So that's 3 errors now for the Royals. Yeah, Jim Bagby was the first pitcher to get 3 putouts in an inning, and Rick Russell would do it in 1975. 1 strike to Miller. Pitch, and Hunter fouls it off. Today in 63. The Houston Colt 45s got shut out by the Reds. That tied a major league record with their 4th straight shutout loss. They finally broke their 40-inning scoreless drought in the 2nd inning of the nightcap. 0-2. Chopper to the second baseman. Fredo to first. 2 down. Eldridge up to third. Third ground out of the night from Miller.
Number 26, the catcher, Cade Norton.
All right, here's Cade Norton. He has singled, been hit by a pitch, and dropped down a sacrifice bunt. Bouncer, left side. Third baseman Emmendorfer has it. Across to first, and that's the inning. We go to the 8th. Woodstock leads 8-0.
For Winchester.
We go to the 8th inning, and Noah Williamson back to the hill.
Hitter, Nick Aviano.
5, 6, and 7, Nick Aviano, Joey Agar, and Ty Fredo. And there's strike 1 as Noah Williamson has been pumping in strikes tonight. Walk 2, and that's it. Swing and a miss. A little zip still on the fastball. Aviano is grounded to short and fly to center. Williamson up 2 strikes. And deals. Chopper up the middle. Play there by the shortstop. Tip it over to first. And there's 1 down.
Coming to the plate for Winchester.
That's Joey Agar.
7, the catcher, Joey Agar.
Strikeout looking and a ground out to third. Takes low for a ball. More history today. 1963. Mets' Jimmy Pearsall celebrates his 100th career home run by running the bases backwards. The Mets would give him his walking papers a few days later. There's ball 2 to Agar as Williamson falls behind. And now it's 3-0. First time he's had a 3-0 count tonight. Great day for pitcher Rick Wise of the Phillies. 1971, he no-hit the Reds and hit 2 home runs. 3-0 pitch is in there. Three and 1 to Agar from Mount St. Mary's. A little flare into left field. This is trouble, long way to go, but Tippett gets it on the run. The shortstop ranging into left field, tracked it down. And it's been a busy night for Tippett.
Number 10, second baseman, Ty Frito.
But an outstanding play by the Bandits shortstop. Had to go a long way, but tracked it down. All right, now it's Ty Frito, the second baseman. He takes strike 1. Tippett, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7 assists tonight. And 2 putouts. That's in the dirt. One on one. One ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. Today in 1973, more pitcher power and Phillies pitcher power. Ken Brett beat the Expos. He had a home run for his Major League 4th consecutive game. That's the most ever by a pitcher. He would have 10 for his career. 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt. Two and 2. Bases empty. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. Woodstock up 8-0. Williamson winds and deals. A little tapper off the foot. Fredo had that go off his shoe. Today in 77, the Red Sox set a record with their 30th home run in 9 games. All right, 2 and 2. Williamson kicks and deals. Breaking ball. As Fredo held off. Full count now, 3-2. All right, Noah Williamson ready with a payoff. Here it comes. And in there for strike 3. No doubt about it. Fredo rung up. And that's the inning. 8-0 Woodstock. Middle of 8. Bandits bat for what they hope will be the final time tonight as they lead at 8-0. And here in the bottom of the 8th, they'll send up 8-9-1. Austin Ford,
Now
Christian
pitching
Toledo, and Jordan
for
Evans.
Winchester, number 11, Ethan
And you would
Barrett.
assume that Noah Williamson will come back for the 9th
Batting for the Bandits, Austin
without
Ford.
allowing a hit through 8. All right, here's Austin Ford. He swings and misses. From the new pitcher for the Royals, it's Ethan Barrett, 6'4" right-hander from West Virginia Tech out of Bunker Hill, West Virginia. Ford's 0 for 2 with a walk. Rolls this one the other way, right to the first baseman. Fry takes it himself, and there's one away. That's Christian Toledo,
Next
home run
up
and a
for the
couple of
Bandits,
strikeouts.
Left fielder, number 21, Christian Toledo.
Winchester will have 8-9-1. Easton Albert, Troy Davis, and Jamie Padilla due up. That's a ball low. That's a strike. 1-1. Burnley wound up going 3 for the Royals. 2 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 4, hit a batter, and struck out 1. Strike called to Toledo. He's down 1-2 now, with 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Barrett ready, and misses inside. Evens the count at 2-2. Off speed, called strike 3. Christian gave up on it. So he did homer tonight, but he has struck out 3 times.
Now batting for the Bandits, number 44, center fielder.
And it's Jordan Evans now.
Jordan Evans.
2 for 4 tonight with an RBI. Scored a couple of runs and looks at a strike. Hey, today in 1981, Dave Kaza drove in Marty Barrett in the bottom of the 33rd to give Pawtucket a 3-2 win over Rochester, ending the longest game in professional baseball history. It was suspended on April 19th after 32 innings and 8 hours and 7 minutes. The last inning took only 18 minutes to complete. Now 2-1 to Jordan Evans. Fouled off. Today was the Ryan Sandberg game at Wrigley Field. 1984 on a game of the week on NBC. He went 5 for 6 with game-tying home runs off Cardinals relief ace Bruce Sutter in both the 9th and 10th innings. He drove in 7. That's outside. Count goes to 3-2. Cubs would win it in 11 innings, 12-11. Willie McGee hit for the cycle for the Cardinals, drove in 6 in a losing cause. 3-2 misses and a 2-out walk to Jordan Evans. Now it's up to Luke Keister. He's 2 for 4 tonight with a couple of runs driven in.
Hitting next for the Bandits, number 1, second baseman, Luke Keister.
Today in 2003, Barry Bonds became the first player to hit 500 home runs and steal 500 bases. Keister looks at a ball. Today in 08, Felix Hernandez of the Mariners hit a grand slam, becoming the first American League pitcher to hit a granny since Steve Dunning did it in 1971. There's a pitch outside, 2-0. And today in 2012, Jim Thome of the Phillies hit a walk-off home run over Tampa Bay, giving him 609 for his career, tying for 7th place all time. That's low now, 3-0 to Keister, but also that was his 13th game-ending home run, the most in Major League history. Those are your Notes today from the 23rd of June down through the years. 3-0 to Keister is outside. Back-to-back walks. Keeps the inning going.
Next up for the Bandits, shortstop, number 12, Will Tippett.
All right, here's Will Tippett. So Barrett retired the first two, but has walked the next two. Tippett's 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch and walked. Will takes a strike. You know, a gapper here could end the game and could preserve that no-hitter. We can say it. They can't say it in the dugout. Down and away. One ball, one strike. Pitch. That's under the knees. 2 balls and a strike. Two gone, 2 on here in the 8th. Woodstock up 8-0. Tippett takes low and away. 3-1. JT Andorowski on deck. Ready with a 3-1. Here it is. That's outside, ball 4. 3 straight walks, and they're loaded. And we're going to get a visit to the mound before Andorowski steps in.
Coming to the plate for the Bandits, number 7.
Nobody's throwing
right
for
fielder,
Winchester.
JT Andorowski.
8-0 game. You figure Barrett's out there to either finish it or finish it one way or the other. A single here could
We'd like to take one more
close things out.
To thank
4 in the
our
3rd, 4 in the
sponsors,
6th for Woodstock.
especially Amanda Downs, LPT Realty, for sponsoring the game.
8 runs on 8 hits so
and
far.
for Shenandoah Self-Storage for sponsoring the team meal. We want to thank all our sponsors for supporting the River Bandits. Thank you.
All right, here we go. JT a double in 4 trips. And takes ball 1. That misses. 2 balls, no strikes. All of a sudden, Ethan Barrett just can't find the zone. 2-0. That's in there. 2 balls, 1 strike. He's not taking any time. He's on the rubber. It's a sign and ready to go. That's upstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. Barrett making his 4th appearance. And way high and outside. Nowhere near, and that's ball 4. Andorowski walks, makes it 9-0 as Evans scores. Barrett had walked 2 and 3 1/3.
Now to plate for the Bandits, number 20, first baseman.
Got the first 2 here and
Eldridge.
walked 4 in a row. Here's Barrett Eldridge, takes the ball outside. 1 for 2. 2-run home run in the 3rd inning. Also got on, hit by a pitch and a walked. 3-1. Or sorry, the 1-0 pitch is outside. 2-0. Barrett winds and deals. Or sorry. Yes, Barrett winds and deals too. The Bandits Barrett. It's a strike. 2-1. Barrett Eldridge. Pitch. Outside. 3-1. Seven inning. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that's on the inside corner. 3-2. 2 outs, runners will go here. All right, payoff pitch. Here it comes, and that's a fister toward third. Glove there, throw over to first, in time. Immendorfer makes the play. Woodstock gets one more. We go to the ninth. Bandits 9. Winchester nothing. See if Williamson can finish off a complete game without a hit. Stay right there. We're coming back.
Leading off.
All right, here we go.
Winchester,
9
number
nothing.
3,
Woodstock, top of the
shortstop,
ninth.
Easton Albert.
And here's Noah Williamson facing 8-9-1 Eastern Albert. Troy Davis, Jamie Padilla starts with the ball low. Albert is grounded out to short and grounded out to third. Williamson right around 80 pitches. 1-0 offering. That is outside. 2-0. Williamson is not allowed a hit, just 2 walks. Pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1. He's got 7 strikeouts. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped up right side, but that's going to get out of play. And now 2-2. Just 2 over the minimum for Noah Williamson. Right-hander from Allegheny Community College. Hails from Port Matilda, Pennsylvania. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Fastball up around the letters. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. That's upstairs. 3-2. Payoff coming. That's a ground ball right to third. Nice high hop there for Ford. Across to first. He gets Albert. There's 1 down. Came in on the hands. And Albert could only fist it down to third. And took a nice sweet hop for Ford.
35, Dan Kaiser.
1 away. And we have a pinch hitter as Troy Davis is taken down and Ian Kaiser will hit. Left-handed batter from Binghamton. Williamson deals and misses high for a ball. Kaiser 0 for 4 on the season. Swing and a long drive down the right field line, but that will go foul. Scatters the bullpen down there in play for Winchester. Gave that one a ride. That was one of the better hit balls of the night. Couple of stung out to center field, especially the one by Jamie Padilla in the fourth. 1-1. Pitch. That's a little tight. 2-1. Williamson works. Kaiser went after a bad ball. Off-speed pitch down. Tried to stop. Could not. Makes it 2-2. And Orosky in right. Deep and toward the line. Infield playing him to pull. Lefty. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's high. 3-2 now. Couple of walks so far for Williamson. The same man twice, John Emmendorfer. 3-2. Williamson delivers. Bouncing ball up the middle. That will be gloved there by Keister. Throws to first in time. There's 2 down. Right before that pitch, Keister moved toward the hole. So he had to backtrack, but it was a chopper, and it gave him time to get there.
For Winchester,
and there's
4,
2 away.
Center fielder, Jamie Padilla.
And Noah Williamson is 1 out away as he will face Jamie Padilla. Ground to short. The aforementioned line drive to center and hit a comebacker. Padilla looks at strike 1. Padilla from Shenandoah. Williamson gets ahead with a strike. 0-1 pitch. Weak swing on a breaking ball. It's 0-2. Bullpen inches up toward the fence. Here's the 0-2. Here it comes. Swinging a chopper back toward the mound. Williamson fields third base side. Plants, throws, and it is not in time. That's going to go as an infield single. And the no-hitter gone
Now batting for
with
Winchester,
8 2/3.
Number 8,
Oh.
right fielder, Connor Guy.
And they're not even going to let Noah finish as Tyler Bocock coming to the mound to take the baseball. 8 2/3, no hit, and a little swinging topper. Third base side. Williamson got to it, but his momentum was taking him away from first. Gave it a good throw, but the speed of Padilla beat it out. And nearly a no-hitter tonight, but that's it. And Williamson coming off the field, and his teammates are waiting for him in foul territory. The bullpen has come down to greet him. What an effort. One of the best we've ever seen here at Falcon Field. 8 2/3, 1 hit, 2 walks. He struck out 7, but will leave, and he'll turn it over to Dom Caparella to finish it out. Did everything he could, just couldn't get enough on it to get that final out. And an infield single. So Woodstock with a 9-0 lead, and no hitter gone. A great effort by Williamson, who came in 0-2 on the season. And tip of the cap for Woodstock. Let him out there. And I think I'd let him finish
Now
out the game.
pitching for the River
But
Bandits,
anyway,
from Mount St. Mary's
Williamson was
University,
0-2 coming in. His
Dominic
ERA,
Caparella.
not bad, 4.5 coming in. But he came out and got ahead of batters. He was throwing strikes. And Winchester was just making outs. Bandits did have a 7-inning no-hitter a number of years ago.
Number 8.
Actually, they almost had
at the plate.
a pair of 7-inning no-hitters in a doubleheader one day. They had a no-hitter in game 1, 7 innings, and they had a no-hitter going into the 7th of game 2 before that got broken up. But this was really the best chance at a 9-inning no-hitter. All right, strike 1 to Connor Guy. 2 groundouts and a strikeout tonight. Wave and a miss. This lefty-lefty matchup with Dom Caparella, 6'4" lefty from Mount St. Mary's out of Bellefonte, Pennsylvania. Dom a hit 0-2. Sets and deals, and that stays high. Caparella's 2-1 on the year. ERA is up above 10, however. All right, 1-2, 2 outs, runner at first. Pitch is hit on the ground right to Keister. He'll glove it, go to first, and that's the ball game. The River Bandits win it by a final score of 9-0. Well, the story of the game was Noah Williamson, 8 2/3, allowed just 1 hit. So Woodstock has now made it
Tonight's final score.
6 in a row.
Bandits 9, Winchester
They improved
0.
to 14-5 on the
Coming
year.
to game
Winchester
and
has
a
its
huge
3-game
win.
winning streak snapped.
Please
They dropped to
drive home
10
safely.
and 9. Bandits 9, Royals nothing. We'll recap here in just a moment. Well, back here in Woodstock, where the River Bandits get a 9-0 win over Winchester and nearly a no-hitter, as Noah Williamson just got the ice water bath after his performance. He was spectacular tonight. 8 2/3, no-hit baseball. He walked 2, and with 2 strikes, Jamie Padilla hit a little chopper to the third base side of the mound. Williamson got to it, but his momentum was going the other way by the time he was able to plant and throw to first. Padilla beat it out. The only base hit of the ball game. All right, Woodstock got started in the 4th inning. Scoreless game. Christian Toledo got him on the board with a solo home run. Then a couple of batters later, Luke Heister knocked in Jordan Evans, who had singled and stolen his way to third. And with 2 outs, Barrett Eldridge, a 2-run home run to make it a 4-run inning off of starter Dylan Story. Bandits scored 4 more in the 6th inning as they took advantage of some wildness by Michael Burnley, who walked a couple of batters, and then with 2 outs, a single by Jordan Evans brought in a run. Luke Heister followed with an RBI hit. And then runners at second and third. Will Tippett at the plate. A pitch was in the dirt. It got away. Jordan Evans came in and scored. And the flip to the plate got past the pitcher. Burnley covering. And Luke Heister never stopped running from second base, and he came in to score on the play. So a wild pitch, and E2 as Barrett got to, or rather the catcher Agar got to the ball and just tried to flip it to home, backhanded, and threw it wildly. And Heister, because of that wild throw, was able to come on around. So he scored from second on the play, so that was a 4-run inning there. And one more in the 8th, more wildness from Winchester pitcher. This time it was Ethan Barrett, who got the first 2 outs, but then walked 4 in a row, bring in a run. And if Woodstock gets another run there in that 8th inning, the game ends, and that preserves the no-hitter. But obviously Williamson probably would have rather take that opportunity in the 9th, and he almost got there. 1 strike away. And Padilla's infield single spoils it, but otherwise an outstanding effort. Noah Williamson with the performance, perhaps of the season for the Bandits and maybe in the Valley League this year. 8 2/3. Just the 1 hit. He struck out 7 and walked 2. Bandits 9 runs, 8 hits, no errors. They stranded 8. Winchester, no runs, 1 hit, 3 errors. They left 1 man on base. Time of the game, 2 hours, 23 minutes, and Woodstock improves to 14-5 on the year, while Winchester drops to 10-9. Woodstock moves to 6 consecutive wins, and they'll be back home tomorrow as they host Newmarket, while the Royals are on the road again. They will go to Culpeper. All right, that'll do it for tonight. Thank you for joining us on a memorable night here at Falcon Field, where the Bandits win at 9-0 and a near no-hitter from Noah Williamson. All right, that's it. Hey, we'll see you back here tomorrow night. I am Craig Orndorff signing off for the 2025 Woodstock River Bandits.